Welcome to Topstep Traders Funded Interview. I'm Eddie Horn, and today we've got a gentleman named Quan. Yes, Quan. I love that name. He's going to be with us here in the funded account, working hard through the trading combine, and he's going to share his journey with us today. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that you've got your pencil sharpened, ink in your pen, choose your favorite crayon. Reason being is there's going to be a lot of knowledge sharing and approach and a lot to learn from. So take notes. It's a good thing to do. Now, let's bring in Quan. Quan, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us here today. And hard work does pay off. Hard work does pay off. And
Definitely.
you're pretty stoked about getting funded. And we want to hear your story. Now, to start it off, if you can, Quan, I love that name. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I'm not a full-time trader. I trade on the side. My primary job is a software developer. And I think that does play a lot into how I trade and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, where in the United States? I know you're in the United States. Where in the United States you live in? What state?
Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes away from DC.
Okay. All right. So East Coast there.
Yeah.
And now, getting into trading, what sort of pulled you in, grabbed you, sucked you in, and sort of got this this trade bug in you?
Yeah, so I really started about 3 years ago, just follow random people online and then just looking for a way to make more money on the side. Because with a software development job, you have a lot of free time on your hand. You usually do some work, be done for the day, and then you have some time left over and was looking to fill that time. And started out with some penny stock, moving on to options, and then finally landed up with futures.
Okay, penny stocks. Did you know? I talked to a lot of people that do penny stocks. I myself did penny stocks, and basically, you're just shoveling your money into the garbage. Yes, yes, penny stocks. You said you did something after that. You did
options.
Options. Now, options on the trading floor, we used to consider option traders rocket scientists. Now, the difference between option trading and futures, where's there a difference there?
Yeah. Well, I think when I really solidified my strategy, option didn't fit it because I was playing on a very small time range, and option you need it to be, if you need it to be filled quickly to take advantage of that, it's impossible to do so with options. Plus the aspect of picking out of money call options or put option with like expirations, that's a lot of headache for me. Just future just kind of allow me with that quick fill and then not having to worry about a lot of the extra stuff on the side with the options.
Okay, now it seems like you've been doing a lot. Has this been self-taught, or have you had any education training prior to Topstep?
I can learn mostly by myself, right? But I think Topstep definitely play a big role in making me who I am today as a trader, because I think coming in with like a fresh mind and having that discipline, like the rule set out for me, because I'm not a good person when I set out my own rule, but having the rule there for me already defined, then that make me stick to that rule even more. If I created it myself, then I wouldn't stick to it.
Now, the rules here at Topstep, were they easy to follow? Was there a lot of adjustment? Did you sort of fit in with these rules?
I think I fit perfectly into the rule here at Topstep. Yeah, it just fit me to have that rule set out there, and then it didn't take a lot of adjustment because I was coming into it with like a fresh mind, because every instrument is different, right? If you trade option is different, if you trade future is different. So when I pick up Topstep and then start with the futures, then I coming into it, I don't know anything. I need to start from the beginning and really adjust to trading futures.
Okay, now futures. What are you trading now and why?
Yeah, I trade mostly NQ and only NQ. I think if you focus on too many different things, it's just too much. And if you just hone in into just one thing, you can start to recognize patterns and how that particular for NQ, for example, how NQ would behave during certain times and things like that. And it's you get a feel for it. If you trade multiple one, then you don't know which one would behave or during which market condition and things like that.
Now, did you start with NQ or did you start with another futures product?
I originally start with the ES. That what I trade with options and only ES with the options. And yeah, later transition to NQ because they do move together. And if you can recognize the difference between whether NQ is leading or the ES is leading, then you can trade that difference, and that make a pretty good strategy there.
Right, there is a correlation. There is
Yeah.
a correlation. That's a good eagle eye, watching that and seeing, who's making that first move, who's the leader, who's the lagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, trading. Can I ask you, are you the lone wolf trader, or do you got a trading buddy that you sort of check in with every once in a while?
Yeah, I do it with a group of about 10, 12 people. And I think that community aspect of it, of trading together and then keeping each other accountable is really, really important. I don't think I would be able to do it alone by myself because I wouldn't be able to keep track of how I'm doing, of the mistake I make. And if you have somebody to talk to, then it allows you to like reflect on yourself, and you have to explain to other people, then you know what you did wrong if you have to explain to other people.
See, now one of the key words, keep yourself accountable.
Yep.
See, Quan's got that down, and it's going to help you. It's going to get you through the tough days, and it's going to highlight the good days. So keep yourself accountable. Good stuff. Let's go back to Topstep. Quan, how long have you been with Topstep?
I think for about 5 or 6 months ish.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me off the top of your head how many combines that you took?
I did the I did 2 combine. The first one with the 50K, the second one the 150K. The first one is where I learned it took a long time to just pass step 1. And then on step 2, it took me about a week for that. And then with the second combine, step 1 took like 3 days, and step 2 is almost finished.
Right. I took a look at your numbers. I was impressed. You put some good numbers together, some good days together,
Yeah.
and you got through step 2 and onto the funded account. Now, here's a tough one.
Mhm.
How many resets did you use? Yeah.
Yeah. For step 1, it's quite a lot. I think it's in like 6 or 7 times for step 1. Step 2 took 1 time for the reset on step 2. But yeah.
Usually I would think it's the other way around. Because I know step 1, it's we want to see your profit. Step 2, we want to see how well you can manage the account. So you've got that management pretty good. So here in the funded, you should be running through it. So let's hope we see that. Now,
Yeah, I think with step 2, again, I'm not good with creating my own rules, and if they're constrained and there's really good rules, then I do way better than with that. So for like keeping your profit below 40%, the largest winning day, that allowed me to like, okay, there's a good point where I can stop for the day, as versus your step one where I'd be up a lot and then I'll start to give it back all to the market.
Now, there's probably a lot of traders out there that are saying, what indicators does Quan use? Now, now you mentioned basically from what you said about the NASDAQ, you don't want too much on your plate. I talk to a lot of traders that do have too many indicators, and that can hold you down.
Yeah.
Now, what are you using?
I only use volume profile and cumulative delta. That's the only two I use. And I look for just the cumulative delta, just looking for that confirmation of volume, like whether long or short, looking for that confirmation. And I trade mostly just off of the volume profile and price action. I don't use a lot of indicators.
Okay, you trading off the charts or off the dome?
Off the charge.
Okay, all right. Now, Quan, let me ask you about your strength and your weaknesses. Now, I mean, we've all got both, but
Yep.
In trading, what do you consider your biggest strength?
I think my biggest strength would be following rules that are set for me. I think and keeping myself accountable. I think those two really is my biggest strength. Yeah.
Okay, how about that weakness? You got a weakness?
Yeah, definitely. So if I don't have a set up predefined rule for me, then I do really bad. So I just need that overhead, that oversight, that management on top to do well. If I allow to freely do what I want, then I typically don't do well.
Right. Okay. Now, you've been speaking a lot of wisdom here and you're sharing a lot of your journey here at Topstep. Let's say you're introduced to a new trader and they look up to you as, well, he's one of those funded traders. What words of wisdom would you share with this new trader?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was learn to take a loss. Uh, I
Yes.
I used to have a really big winning streak, and the first day that I started taking a loss, I'm like, I'm not cut out for it, and then being all depressed and feeling like I'm not good enough, and then blowing up that account, trying to save that last day and continue my winning streak. Um, that that caused so many reset.
That's something you need to share and you need to keep that inside. You always got to keep reminding yourself, what are my words of wisdom? What has gotten me through? And, to be honest with you, I mean, I got little post-it notes around my monitors, just reminders, little words of wisdom to get me through the day, whether it be a good day or a bad day. So that's good. And it's going to help with, getting through those trades. So
Yeah.
how about, let me ask you about what you think are the qualities of a good trader?
I think you have to be very, very patient with the market. You have to be super disciplined, because if you could end up with a lucky trade that day and feeling good about it. But did that follow your rules? Did that follow all the parameter that you set out for that particular day, or your trading plan? Did that follow your plan? Right. At first, I thought, a winning trade is a winning trade. It doesn't matter if I follow my rule or not, but that um, talking about long term, that's just not a good mindset to go that forward.
Right. Discipline,
Yes, discipline,
patience,
patience.
management. I mean, those are all very important. You need to have those with you, every day you trade, and such is life. It's going to get you through that. Now, let me ask you about Topstep. You ever hear of this place? Ever hear of Topstep?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Has Topstep made you a better trader?
Uh, Definitely. At least make me become pretty consistent in trading. Yeah.
Okay, now, why is that? Why has it sort of turned the light on to make you a better trader? And it seems like you've come out of the penny stocks and the options, and now you're in futures, and it seems like you've sort of fit in very well here. Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah. I don't think it's the instrument, whether it's penny stock options or futures. I don't think it's that. It's more of the rules and keeping myself accountable, really, because I know, at least during the trading combine, I know, or in the funded, I know if I break a rule, that means I have to restart the whole entire process. And having that having that really, you know, change my mindset into, okay, I need to live to trade another day, and I don't need to go all out. It's not affecting me in any way, so just take it slow and steady. There's
Slow
no
and
need to
steady.
rush.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. So, key word there, mindset.
Yeah.
Every day, but even before you turn on that monitor, turn on that computer, you get out of bed, make yourself coffee, tea, whatever you do, you got to have that mindset. I mean, that's it all starts upstairs. It all starts
Yeah.
upstairs. Uh, you know, uh, Quan, what do you like most about Top Step?
Um, I think the thing I like the most is how quickly you can get funded if you know what you're doing. It's theoretically take about 8 days. So yeah, that just, and I love the aspect of keep growing your account. And some people can disagree with that. With on 50% of your profit and keeping most of it in there. But I think for any trader, growing that account size and giving you that buffer is always a good thing. And you don't have that set in place. Sometimes you could draw down a lot and you'll be out the next day.
Okay. Now, I know that we've got rules here, and you've followed the rules. You've traded well, um, and it's got you funded. Now, if you could tell us one top step rule that helped you the most.
I think the one that helped me the most is the 40% um, rule. Um, it's it changed me from being a one-off winner and the next day losing bigger into, hey, let's consistently making green day. And if you can consistently put in green day on the red day, it's fine, right? As long as your number of green day is more than your red day, then you will come out on top. There's no need to rush. That 40% really like going in, yeah,
Right, that consistency rule.
consistency, yeah,
Um, right, or actually, it's a consistency target
yeah,
that has turned a lot of these traders that couldn't get through step two, um, getting through step two and getting funded. So we've got a lot of response, a lot of feedback from that. A lot of traders do like it. At first, they were a little questionable, but once they sort of fit in and actually did it, it did help them get funded a lot quicker. All right, Quan, I love that name. Um, what do you do besides trading, my friend? Do you got hobbies, collection, rock star, runway model? What do you do?
yeah. Besides trading, I have my full-time job as a software developer, and I think that also play a big part into the mentality. Like I have that extra income either way. And then beside that, I do a lot of personal projects, just coding up thing. That's just my hobby. I'm such a worker, but yeah, mostly coding on the side, building my own projects, doing some fun stuff with the Web3, you know it, blockchain technology, something like that, coding that up. But yeah,
Hey, whatever makes you smile, whatever makes you happy,
yep,
keep doing it, my friend.
yeah,
All
I
right.
can spend hours on it.
Good, good,
Yeah,
good. Just to remember to get out a little bit, you know, it's spring, it's going to be summer. You got to get outside now.
yeah.
Okay. Now it's time for the surprise fun question. Now, all right, Quan, if you could have a night out with one famous person, past or present, who would you take out for the night?
I don't know. It might be a bit cliche, but Warren Buffett. Um, I know he's not a trader. He's an investor, but there's a lot of wisdom from him. But yeah,
Yeah, now let me go one step further, because that's a good pick. What would be like the biggest question you'd ask Warren? I mean, that'd be such a great chance to talk to him. What would you ask him?
yeah. I think the number one thing would be how did he do it from the beginning, how what sort of challenges did he face. And I think challenges make you the person you are. So if he can tell me about his challenges, um, you know, like if you look at him and you if he is a book, you look at him, he'll be like in the final chapters, chapter 20. I'm at my chapter 1. So what happened during that chapter 1 to that chapter 20? Tell me about those challenges, so that yeah.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, Quan, thank you very much for your time. For those that are watching this, I hope that you did take some notes. I hope you learned something from Quan. And moving forward here at Topstep, once again, Quan, any last words, my friend?
No, just keep at it, be patient with it, and you will do great.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Quan. Until we meet again, I'm Eddie Horn. Stay focused, stay positive, trade well, and of course, take care.